welcome back to my channel. I really hope that you're enjoying these videos that I'm putting up. This video I wanted to do because I felt really inspired. I went through a really hard time. It's a body positivity video. I think that people misunderstand what body positivity means, and I think there's a lot of misconception that it's like glorifying being fat. I want to clarify what body positivity means to me and just let you guys know a little of the struggles that I have personally gone through as an overweight woman, fat, plus size, whatever you want to call it. That is what I am. I've really embraced who I am over the past year, and I've spent a lot of time coming to terms with a lot of issues that I have from my past, and it's just something so near and dear to my heart, and I feel like I've been to the deep dark depths of depression and anxiety, and I have come out of that, and I feel like for everyone who is struggling with that, I wanted to create this video to let you know that you are not alone. There are people that are struggling with that, and I was one of them. I still struggle with it, even though it's so much better than it was, and it gets better. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. I never thought there would be. I have been overweight my whole life, and I spent most of my whole life just hating myself. I hated everything about me. I thought I was not good enough. Boys would never like me. Nobody ever would love me, fall in love with me, or, why would they want to be my friend? I know that I am loved now, but that was something that I never believed in until a year ago, I would say. I spent so much time hating myself, and I just was so angry and so mean all the time. I would come home and I would flip out and get mad about things that, were stupid. Dishes and the house, and just, it was a non-stop constant fight with my husband and my children, and it was so bad. And then I lived in Shelton. I started going to counseling, and I really started working through all my problems, coming to terms with kind of what I felt about myself. It was hard. I had to go while I was at work on my lunch, and it didn't last very long. I think I ended up going for maybe 3 months. But that was enough to get me going. I mean, I had made that huge step to really go to counseling and to get my issues to the surface. And it was a good first step. I just realized I've been filming this whole entire time with my air conditioner on. So I'm not going to refilm that, but I really hope that it doesn't bother you guys. I did turn it off. If you hear my children screaming in the background, it's because they're supposed to be in bed and supposed to be going to sleep, but they're not. A year ago, my husband's grandmother was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and at that point in time we realized that the best thing for our family was to move back down to Vancouver home and be with Braden's grandma as much as we possibly could. So August 17th was my first day, transferred to my new branch, and it was every day for 2 weeks. While I was staying with my sister in Woodland, every night I would go to the hospital and just spend time with my husband's grandmother, and I had such a wonderful time getting to know her and developing a relationship with her, and I'm really grateful for that time I got to spend with her. So then we finally got a place. We moved, weren't staying at my sister's anymore. Unfortunately, my husband's grandmother passed away on September 17th, which is also my nephew's birthday. So that's a really bittersweet day for me. My first nephew. I love my nephew Kenneth so much, and so that's, it was so wonderful having his birthday, but it was just such a hard thing to go through when my husband's grandma died. So after she passed away, I spent a lot of time thinking about what it was that I really wanted, and what I really wanted was to be happy. I was so done with being depressed all the time. It was something I was struggling with on a daily basis. Like every minute was a struggle. I wanted to die. It was so bad. So I finally made the decision to go to the doctor, and I got on antidepressants, and it was probably the best decision I've ever made in my whole life. I feel so much better. I had lived with the thought in my mind that I should be better than this. It's just in my head. I should just be fine. And I spent so many years with that thought that I was terrified to start medication. And once I did, I was like, I should have started this 6 years ago. I should have done this years ago. You know, it was a hard realization that I put my family through so much when I should have gone and done this so long ago. So I got on antidepressants. I wasn't really doing counseling, but I was doing a lot of soul searching, and finally came to the realization that I needed to stop hating myself. If I was going to have a good life, let my husband love me, let my children love me, realize that I was a good person, that I am smart and I am kind and I am a good mom, that I had to stop hating myself. I was my own worst critic. There was this non-stop record through my head every day that I was not good enough, nobody loved me, I was stupid, I was failing, I was messing up my kids. It was a non-stop thing, and I realized I couldn't live like that anymore. And it finally got to the point when I was on antidepressants that it just raised my mood up just enough that I really began to enjoy the little things. Walking my kids into daycare and being happy that they weren't crying, drinking my morning cup of coffee, or walking into my work and looking up and seeing the sunshine. Like, it was a whole new experience, something I'd never been able to experience because I was so depressed all the time. I've spent a year really digging myself out of that terrible, terrible hole, and I have spent so much time trying to communicate with my husband and make sure he understands that, you know, I love him and that I'm letting him love me the way that I am. Now, what this has to do with my weight, I always hated myself for being fat. You know, it was like, nobody's ever gonna love me. Men are gonna think I'm ugly. You know, I'm an awful human being because I'm fat, I'm lazy, whatever. But people don't see what happens inside. They don't see the cycle, the depression, the need to fill that void with food. And, you know, people don't understand that it was like, put down the fork, fatty. Like, it's not like that. If you heard my children crying, I'm trying to put them down for a nap. It's not working. I love them so much, but they drive me crazy. But if there's one thing I want to get across in this video, is that depression and anxiety are not something that you can just snap out of. And they truly do have a physical effect on your well-being. It's not something that you're just sad. It's not like that at all. It's just an all-consuming force that originates from your mind that affects every part of your life. The whole thing about body positivity is, I know that I'm fat. I know that that's not a healthy way to live. I'm trying to take steps to get healthy, but I'm not there yet. And I am going to live myself anyway. I am not going to hate myself. I'm not going to put myself down. I carried 2 beautiful children in my body, and even before that, when I was fat before that, I can do so much. I am so smart, and I am so wonderful, and I am an amazing person, and I'm not going to hate myself. And that was the decision that I made. I've stuck with it. For me, body positivity is not glorifying being fat. For me, it is the decision every day to stop hating myself. For all of those people who think that it's glorifying being fat, I want to ask you, do you recommend hating on other people? Are you like the internet trolls? Because nobody should hate anyone else. We all need to be kind. I think that that's important, and it's something I try and teach my children every day, and I was not going to have them grow up and think that there's something wrong with them because I had issues with how I am about myself. That's not how I want to show my children that I'm a strong woman. That's not how I want to teach my children that women should be or are. I am a strong person, and I will always consider myself beautiful, whether I have makeup on or not. It makes me feel confident and beautiful, but I am beautiful without it. Making this decision to love myself, to be positive about my body, was not an easy step. I still struggle with it. It's still something that on a daily basis I catch myself being like, oh, you're not good enough. You're not doing this right. You're stupid. And it's like, well, stop. You are good enough. 5 years ago, when my son was 4 months old, I remember sitting on the edge of my bed, bawling with my husband. I remember feeling like I wanted to die. I was just so done with feeling depressed all the time, with just this horrible dark weight on my soul all the time. And I never thought that there would be light at the end of the tunnel. I thought I was always going to struggle with this, and I was never ever going to get better. That's the thing that I kept telling myself. That's what I kept telling myself. There's just something wrong with you. There's just something wrong with you. You're never going to be good. You're never going to be fine. And I'm here to tell you that you can be fine. I am better. I'm not 100%, but it's manageable. It's something that I struggle with, but it is so much better. I reached out and I got help, and maybe you don't want to be put on medication, maybe something that you're scared of. I was too. I'm not like recommending medication, you know, but I personally tried exercise. I tried being out in the sun. I tried all these different things, and at the end of the day, when I talked to my doctor, she put it in a way that really made sense to me, that I've tried all of the tools in my toolbox, and medication is just a new tool that I am trying. And that's the thing that worked for me. And I just thank my lucky stars every day that I was able to find a doctor that I trusted and was able to talk to her about it. But I'm here to tell you that you're not alone. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Things will get better. You will not stay in the darkness forever, but nobody can make you get healthy when you're not ready. And I'm not talking about bodily healthy, because I'm still overweight, clearly. I'm talking about mentally and emotionally healthy. I'm spent this whole year being on a path to total body health, and I think that for me, the first place that being healthy starts with is in my mind. There's no way that I can get my body healthy without having my mind be healthy, and that includes my emotions, you know, my spirit, my mentality. I've got to get all of those things in place, and that started when I reached out for help. So I just really encourage anybody who's watching this, who's struggling with depression, who's struggling with anxiety, reach out, get help. You're not alone, I promise. Everyone is beautiful. Beauty truly radiates from within, and I believe that. And I think everything happens for a reason. And I think that all of the crap that I went through and all of the darkness I went through really put me in a place where I felt the need to reach out to people and let everyone know that you're not alone if you're struggling with this. I struggle with it too. I still struggle with it, but it's gotten better, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. I hope that you appreciate this video. I know it's different, but I think for my channel being real world glam, I really wanted to showcase what real world looks like for me. This was my world. Depression and anxiety was my whole entire world, and I could barely reach anyone outside of it. That might not seem so glam. I was able to get glamorous. I was able to reach out. I was able to get help, and I just want to encourage anybody who's struggling to get help too. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back again next time. Bye.